What's up, family? I know I'm a little bit late, a couple minutes late. Sorry about that. I was taking care of some stuff. Give you guys a chance to kind of get in here real quick. Have a chance for us to kind of talk a little bit, spend a little time together. I know a lot of people, I don't even know if they're even telling people what time I'm supposed to be going on or whatever is going on right now. Shalom. Shalom. There we go. People started to come in now. Shalom, shalom. There we go. Are you guys getting the times when I say I'm going to go live, or does it say, because I usually put a time and then it just, I don't know if people are even getting it or not. Because I put 6:15, so no time or anything like that. Okay. $7:47. Dang. Okay. Well, luckily you guys are getting notifications, so let's not complain, I guess, too much, right? Yeah, it's like 6:30 here. Shalom, 12. Some people got the time. Okay. Yeah, I had told them 6:15, so I don't know. I got like 30 minutes before I was going to go ahead and go on. So. All right. How's it going, family? That video I did yesterday with the dove over America. You know, I said I've had that book for a while. I said a lot of that stuff goes over my head because I'm not, you know. I said that book is pretty deep. I said, but I did like that picture, and even if people don't agree, or like, well, because someone was asking about did I do any research on the author or this and that, I was like, has that not exactly how the things have broken down? Has not vast majority of the people who have been awakened in this truth been in North America? So even if, you know, we don't have all the information, it is confirmed by the vast majority of the people who've been doing the work of the awakening have been located in that general area, and that area of the dove, the return of the dove. You know, so it says, so it makes, even though it's not in the Bible, you know, it's one of the Enoch books. I said a lot of the stuff in that book, I don't understand it. But that picture made a whole lot of sense. You know, I said when we first got into this truth, many of us were awakened with the camps, and most of the camps are located here in this land. When the Most High woke me up to start doing videos or whatever else, I was in this land. Other brethren, you know, I said, are in this land as well. You know, yeah. Losing body mass, yeah, I'm just not as fat as I was earlier. I'm still a big guy, but not as big as I was before. So, you know, getting healthier. 315, 320 pounds is not very healthy. Not gonna last too long. Keeping up at 315, 320. You know. Yes, the land is sacred. Exactly. That's exactly what's going on right now. The land is sacred. And the Most High is definitely getting ready to give the land back to who it belongs to. Lockdown in Jersey. Yeah, they're slowly implementing their plan, but we all know that that's the Most High's plan. We all know that's the Most High's plan. It's getting crazy. I'm from LA, California. I'm a truck driver. Yep, it is definitely really going down. 680 dead in Italy. I saw that in one day. Exactly. Like I said, and that's the thing with Italy. Of course, we know that's where all the dumb diversa started. That's where we can be in perpetual servitude until whenever, and they're catching hell right now. So they're catching hell right now. Italy and Spain have the corona worse than in Europe. The Most High explained why exactly. And the one book that I haven't done the video on it yet, but what happened? When the conquistadors got here, they were having a discussion with some of the Native Americans, some of the natives, and they actually showed them the bones of the giants that they actually had here. So the conquistadors actually got to witness or got to experience the first-hand account of the natives and the fact that there were giants already getting here. They're already here. They were here a long time ago. And the conquistadors actually took those bones back to Spain. So what other things do they take back to Spain? Now it starts to make sense as to why, all these calamities are now falling on Spain and Rome. Calling on Spain and Rome. Yep, the Gentiles are definitely really scared. They see their lives mortally dying right before them. That's very true. I was just listening to Dana Stevens. He did like a little 10-minute video about the rejoicing of the Israelites, and I suggest you guys check that one out. That was actually a really good video. I said it was a really good video. Talking about him representing Rahab and the cleaving to the Israelites. Like things in order, the way things are supposed to be. I said he actually, admits who we are. He admits, who our power is, and he admits the fact that he's cleaving on to us, and he admits how he doesn't deserve it. It was all about the Most High, and that's the same for us. The people who have been awakened, we didn't do anything to earn being chosen. The Most High had already chosen who he was going to awaken at this time. I said, and that's all. That's true. He said it's true for all of us. None of us have done anything to earn being in this position. None of us have done anything to earn being chosen. Marfugo News sounding very somber right now. I'm sure. See, the thing is with a lot of these other channels, they got a lot of good information. They got a lot of good news. But the thing is that they still are not admitting who we are. That is key. And even I shared that video of the German woman who was talking about blacks being the Most High's people, and if you do things to blacks, things are going to happen to you. Okay? That Jacob's Ladder, Awakened and Chosen, that's a great book right there. They're only telling half-truths. And as long as they still keep telling half-truths, or not telling the whole truth, they're going to continue to receive this ass whipping from the Most High. Exactly, Terry Hughes. Their arrogance, and pride. I said they still refuse to admit the truth. Until they admit who we are, what they've done to us. It's not just as easy just saying blacks, because we're not all black people are of the chosen seed. So you start to realize the fact that Hamites are not our people. Hamites are going to receive the same things you guys, the other Gentiles are going to receive, unless they've been called to repent. Evangelicals, yes, Wanda Folsom, exactly. It talks about who we are and how the evangelicals will suffer. All of these Christian religions are going to suffer. All these other religions are going to suffer because they're still not admitting the truth. They do not get to dictate how this is going to go down. You can't tell half truths. You can't say, well, we need to stop being racist against blacks. No, you need to stop being racist against the Most High's chosen people. You need to be, I said, that's what you need to do. You need to admit the fact that, yes, we've kept the Most High's chosen seed, the Israelites. I said we've kept them in slavery. We made all these laws against them. So we put them at the bottom. We put ourselves at the top. We were wrong. We lied to you. All that. So it's not going to be, well, you know what? Let's stop being racist against blacks. No, because you guys have been helping Hamites. The Hamites been coming over here and still been getting preferential treatment. I said, so you're not going to come over here and say things the way, break things down the way you want to. Those days are done. Just like I said, I've had these people still coming over here trying to leave comments. They're Christian comments. Like, dude, we don't care about your Christianity. You're not going to come over here with one scripture and think you're going to, that pretty much just, it just destroys all the stuff that we've been bringing out, because it doesn't. Hamites aren't getting it so bad. Well, like I said, they're going to eventually. So, but other nations are not going to dictate anything anymore. So those days are done. So as soon as your church is closed, as soon as all your churches, you have nothing to say. If your churches can't stay open, if your churches aren't going to tell the truth, I said, you got nothing to say. You got nothing to say here. Go on one of those channels. I said, now the churches are closed. You can't go to the churches. I said, so you go handle your business over there with those people. I said, if you come over here, you're going to learn. You're going to know your place, and you're going to learn, and you're going to listen. I said, it has nothing, we don't care about their opinions anymore. I said, because there's a whole lot of learning that these other nations are going to have to do. I said, so, the whole thing with coming over here and, oh, you're wrong. Let me give you this John 3:16, and then walk away like you did something. I said that those days are done. That stuff has been good for, and even still with John 3:16, he loves everybody, but apparently he didn't love us because we were still at the bottom the whole time, and you guys had no problem with that. Yes, people hate the truth. People hate the truth. Yep, Cat J, when we are removed out of here, these are going to lose their loving, ever-loving minds. That's very true. So if we're here to watch some of it and then we get removed, however it works out, we do know that the Most High is going to definitely protect his people. We know that like I said, what's coming right now, I said, is not for us. And that's what Dana was talking about. And I said, and it's definitely difficult. I said, it's definitely difficult for Gentiles who are awakening. I said it's difficult sometimes even for us. I said, our family, our friends, we've been trying to get, this information too, and they still aren't getting it. I said, but ultimately, we have to follow the Most High and do his will. People close to us aren't getting it, and I said, ultimately, that's not our decision. That's the Most High's. But that dove definitely showed how the awakening has started here in North America. It's gone from here all the way to the four corners. Yeah, that John 3:16 is definitely going to send a lot of people to the lake of fire. Exactly. Exactly. Zadok, Yahudah. That's what I've been saying for a very long time. Every nation will go back to their place of origin. Prison houses will be empty. We are separating from the Gentiles as we speak. Exactly. I've been saying that for a very long time. That's what Most High had showed me for a very long time ago, and I talked about that for a very long time. Everyone else was talking about going, a lot of the Hebrews were talking about going back to Israel. We're all going to go back to Israel, and this place is going to be destroyed. But see, they got to say that because they know they're not going to be here. That's why they've been saying, that's why that whole doctrine was all made up. Because, it's like, hold on. So you're trying to tell me this lush, beautiful lands that were here before that was not touched by the Gentiles, as soon as they get here and they take over a lot of the areas, the Most High just going to destroy it and no one's going to be here anymore? Yeah, I agree with that. I think that too. We're heading south of the border. Or wherever the Most High wants, yes. But like I said, a lot of it I think has to do with those equatorial lines and those special lands down there that have been covered up by the trees, by the forests, that have kept the vast majority of the people out, which then has allowed those lands over there to enjoy their Sabbaths down in South America, Central America area. So where there's a whole lot of those trees, like I said, that many people have not ventured into. I said, so I think, I honestly think that we're going to be going down that way. Because with the, like I said, with the LiDAR, they could find a whole lot of temples and cities and streets and roads and freeways and that used to be there that they couldn't get to. So it makes a whole lot of sense as far as the lands being able to enjoy their Sabbaths. And even till today, a vast majority of that area is untouched. Exactly, the land has been restoring itself since this containment. Yeah, I said, like I said, we'll see. We'll see. I said, there's a whole lot of things. They had to make up a whole new doctrine, and they used our scriptures, and they hid a lot of our scriptures so that we wouldn't realize that they're going to be going back to their lands. The Most High is going to be putting us back in our lands, and the Most High is going to be restoring us. But it makes sense because, the other nations, they don't want you to know that eventually they're going to be getting kicked off these lands and the Most High is going to restore his people and he's going to protect his people. They don't want people to know that. So then they got to hide all that information, hide our lands, hide who we are. We all came from Africa. And it's still to this day, we still got a whole lot of Hebrews still pushing that same doctrine and ignoring this doctrine altogether. Thank you, Rosewood. I appreciate that. I need that. Family still drunk on Christianity. Yep. Still thinking about Ish as the people over there. Yeah, I heard about that too. My job gave out letters to show if we're stopped in the streets during this pre-martial law time. Yep. I've heard about that too. U.S. going to a cashless society. Like I said, they're doing a whole lot of things, but how much longer are they going to be here? I heard that's exactly what I was going to talk about too. Weinstein got the bug. Weinstein, I'm like, it seems like I said, only stars seem to be able to be the ones that don't show any signs, but they get tested. So it doesn't make any sense. How if you don't show any signs or you're not in the hospital, you can't get tested. But for some reason, all these stars are getting tested. No symptoms, but they're all getting tested. So it just seems like a way for a lot of people to run. That's what it seems like to me. But that's just my opinion. Okay? That's just my opinion. Yep, this is when Peggy Wiley, this is when all the other nations are going to lose their minds because they don't have the Spirit of the Most High. That's very true. See, like we got like a whole lot of the test is what you should not get, and they have no reason to take the vaccine. I'm not even worried. Like I said, that's so far down the road with vaccines. So they're giving people so much stuff to, oh, it's, you know, it's this, it's a vaccine, it's cashless society. Where I said this society is a wrap. It's done. You know. I like that, Judith Chin. They get tested for being positive, so that they say they are sick, but not really, because they have gone into hiding. Yep, that's what it seems like to me. Renee Copeland, what do you mean? It says, Natalie, I work for them, and they are having us come in at different times because of coronavirus. You get a little more information if that, if you don't mind. He said, just, you know, I said, there's always a method. There's always a method to the madness, you know what I mean? Yeah, Tom Hanks, you know, I said, all these guys, Idris Elba, all these people, all of a sudden, you know, 4 guys, or supposedly some people from the Lakers, I thought had it, you know. I said, so we'll see. Checking out some of you guys' comments. The kings and the mighty men will abandon the people. Seems like they're already abandoning them. You know, I said they got theirs and they're getting out, and they're leaving everyone else here to fend for themselves. You know, they keep talking about martial law, and bringing in the military and this and that. And I don't know. You guys tell me, what do you guys think? I said, how is it possible that National Guard could lock down the entire country? Is it really that big? I mean, is that even possible? Because I don't know how many people are in the National Guard, but you're still talking about 330 plus million people. Also, when they got like a lot of their military all over the world, they got military all over the place. Yeah, I know National Guard's been sitting to these New York and California, Washington State, said, but they talk about locking down the entire country. Is that even possible? What do you guys think? They're only targeting areas where there are a lot of Israelites. I could see that. I could see that. Just kind of wanted your guys' opinion, because that's kind of running through. Some UN is coming. Okay. I just don't know if that's possible. We are already under martial law. It's first under surveillance only. National Guard usually is only 8,000 guardsmen. That's not a lot. Exactly. Now, if you also think about it, a lot of police officers are already catching the virus. How is it that these soldiers won't catch the virus? Being a prophet sucks right now. Yeah, I know. I'm sure there's UN troops here too. I said, but you can't fight the virus with bullets. You know, I said, anyone who's out and about that the Most High wants to give this to, it doesn't have to be out and about, is going to catch this virus. Exactly, Sylvia. Soldiers are reporting and they have it and are in lockdown. Exactly. Whole, like, you know, platoons or battalions or whatever else. If you know, if a guy gets it and they're all together in these close quarters, they're just going to give it to each other. They're fighting an invisible enemy. Yeah, they're fighting against the Most High and his plans. A war on a virus, exactly. Eight hundred soldiers on lockdown Fort Riley. Wow. So I mean, we've got police officers here who are, you know, catching it, who are being on lockdown. Exactly. Military won't matter in times like these. Yep. And that's exactly what I said. The only army large enough to lock down the entire U.S. is the Chinese. Well, just like they supposedly lock down themselves. I mean, they have a large enough army to be able to do that in China, but most of these other countries don't have that. I mean, their armies are actually in their countries for the most part. Ours is spread out all over the place. So I don't even know how that's even possible. I don't even know how that's even possible, you know? Yeah, Johanna B, I don't think they even have that kind of time. They're gonna fake an attack to bring about martial law, enforce vaccines and FEMA camps so they can introduce their fake Cesara. I don't know if that's Cesare. They already introduced Cesare. A lot of these things have already happened. You know, a lot of these things as far as prophecies, yes, there are definitely some other prophecies that need to be fulfilled, but people are just missing the point on a lot of the other stuff. Does hell no the military can't lock down Texas? We will act like we can control everyone. I mean, and that's it. I'm here in Cali, and I mean, it's a huge state. You're talking about 40 million people or something like that. And how many National Guards? I have no idea how many are in California, but it can't be that many. And it's a huge state. And if they're out and about checking people, they're going to catch it if they haven't already caught it already. It sounds impossible, because it's not like they're going to stay healthy, because they're going to get sick too. Just something to think about, if that's even possible, because it doesn't sound like Texas is a huge state. I don't know how they would do that either. I've been to I used to stay in Round Rock, Texas, with some family members, but then we went to Houston once. I was in college and we were playing against the University of Houston, and that city alone is just absolutely massive. I have no idea how you could even, lock down a city of that size. So okay, thank you, Drama Queen. 23 guardsmen. 23,000. How in the hell can 23,000 people lock down 40 million? And that's if they're all healthy. Exactly. A lot of cops in NYC are already tested positive. I mean, that's it. Because people are going to be scared, because, they're going to be, you're out here trying to control people, but then, all it takes is, someone breathing on you, and then you got it. And now you're taking that home to your family. Cop in Memphis has it, and I know there's a few in LA that have it, but I mean, that's the ones that they're admitting. There's a lot of stuff that's going on that we don't hear about. Trump just approved National Guard support to California, New York, and Washington. Well, okay. We shall see. I mean, you're only going to do certain states, and other states you're not going to do anything to. Yep. Yeah, it said every group's going to have their issues. Every group's going to have their problems. I said this is what the Most High did. This is exactly what the Most High did to the natives, to our brethren when they got here. You don't think that our brethren had a super strong military? They had people to patrol the streets. They had their medical people. They had their hospitals. They had all that stuff. I said that's why when the conquistadors first tried to take down Moctezuma and the natives, they weren't successful. So they were ran out of Tenochtitlan. But then what the Most High did was he unleashed these plagues, which pretty much started to just weaken all of our people. So you can kind of see the same thing kind of going on right now with society. A lot of people are getting sick, and it's weakening society. Impossible to find police patrolmen on the streets in northern suburbs of Denver. Yeah. I said, so it's just kind of crazy. There are a lot of rumors here in Eugene, Oregon, that the governor is getting ready to shut the state down as early as Tuesday. Well, we'll see. You know, there's been a whole lot of rumors, and not all of them have come true. You know what I'm saying? Most empires fall from within. Yeah, like I said, ours did with the help of the Most High. Yeah, you see a lot of people buying weapons, getting ready for, you know, and they said they're worried about protecting themselves. I said, but they said that's all carnal. Yeah, I saw with Lisa Cabrera, they're no longer going after petty crimes now. Yeah, I've heard about that actually before. I had some other people that were telling me that before. You know, I said because it's not worth it, because if they go around someone that actually has CV, and it takes out those police officers. Prisoners being released, it wouldn't surprise me. Chinese begging black to come back. Yeah, well, Dallas shutdown starts tomorrow at midnight. We'll see how all that works out, you know. See how all that works out. Well, who knows, love. It seems like it's something real. So, but definitely, there's always things behind everything. We know that things are moving way too fast. I said, and what people really need to understand is that the Most High controls the left-hand side as well as the right-hand side. It's like kind of like playing chess against yourself. You get to control one side, and then you get to go on the other side and do the same kinds of thing. So you want to play chess, but you don't have anybody to play with, so you play it by yourself. So, you know, that's how the Most High works. He's the one that's in charge of the right-hand side as well as the left-hand side. So some things that we don't see or we don't understand, we're not supposed to understand. But we're supposed to have faith that the Most High is in control of that other side of the chessboard as well as our side. And that's what, like, Christianity tried to take out of the whole, you know, out of the whole matter. They tried to make it seem like the devil had control and that he was the adversary controlling the other side of the chessboard when he doesn't control anything. And it's very difficult sometimes because, you know, we've been taught that our whole lives, that the devil is on the other side, he's the adversary, and he wants to, you know, he wants to do this, and he has all this power, and the only power he has is what the Most High allows him to do. I mean, our people have been getting done wrong all over the place. So we know that eventually now the Most High is going to come back and set things straight. You know, and like I said, a little message to all of the Gentiles that are out there. Admit the truth. You know, I said, stop worrying so much about, you know, the virus and everything else. Do your own research. Don't go by what everybody has been telling you this entire time. I said, admit the truth. Go look for the truth yourself. I said, if you go and look through all my videos, go back and just scroll back and look for yourself. I said, you got to understand that you've been lied to also. You know, and if the Most High is awakening you to learn this truth and to cleave to his people and to follow the ways of the Most High, I would suggest you do that right now. You know, I said, but if you're just going to admit half-truths, that's like being lukewarm. If you're just going to say that, oh yeah, you black people had it bad, yeah, you know, let's all come together now. No, that's not what's happening right now. You're going to admit the whole truth, that we are the Most High's chosen people, that the Most High loves us, and that the way for you to make it in, you know, to be any kind of mercy is to admit who our power is, admit who his people are, and to cleave onto them. Just like it talks about in Isaiah 14 and 1 through 3. If you're still thinking about white Jesus, like I said, white Jesus is done. As soon as all these churches closed, that was it. Even if something was to happen where they opened up again, how could you even go back to that? How could you, if right now when the coronavirus is out here, and you're supposed to have the house of God and everything else, how is it that all your houses of God are now closed? They're only open during good times? Oh, you're right. It's good times Jesus, exactly. So as long as it's good time Jesus, the doors are open. You guys can come on in and give your 20% or your 10% or whatever else. But as soon as tough times come, good time Jesus exits out stage left, doors are closed, and now you're stuck with nothing. So like I said, he's only good time Jesus when things are good, right? That's it, right? So now the fact that tough times have hit, all your churches are closed. If things were to ever get better again and they are open the doors, I don't know how you could, with a clear conscience, go back to that and act like that. Those places, actually, the Most High deals with those places, because they don't. Most High does not deal with that. And really, like I said, if you're a Gentile and you're actually really now questioning what you've been told, now is the perfect time for you to really start to do some real research without pastors and priests in your ear telling you otherwise. They've been set up to keep you asleep. They were set up to keep you away from the truth. They were set up to make you think that, hey, Most High loves everything, but he hates these Negroes over here. Oh, no, he loves us all. You can't have it both ways. We've been getting all the crap handed to us for hundreds of years, and you haven't cared. Now, all of a sudden, that, oh, well, we're all in this together. Oh, we all need to come together. No, we're not all coming together like that. That's not how the Most High set this up. I said, that's not how it's all going to be set up. You're going to come to the Most High in order. You're going to realize that he was a man of color. His people were people of color, or are still people of color. He is when he was here, he was a man of color. His people were a man of color. His people are the ones who have been given the scriptures to break down. Not you. We're not gonna have a debate anymore with Gentiles. I said, so that's not gonna happen. We're not gonna have you bust out one verse and think you've done something. I said, that's not gonna happen anymore. I said, you've had good times, Jesus. And I said, and you're gonna come and you're gonna do whatever the Most High says you're going to do. You're not gonna come in and we're not gonna be holding hands and doing everything together and everything equal. That's not how the Most High that's not how it's been the last 500 years. We weren't equal then. We're not gonna be equal going into the kingdom either. So, it all depends on however the Most High wants to deal with you. I said, but at least you're getting an opportunity to hear the truth. You get an opportunity to hear the truth, and you get an opportunity then to make a decision. Locusts have reached Russia as well, huh? Well, that's it. I'm keep warning them as well as our own people. I said, but our own people, I said, a lot of them have heard the truth. I've talked to many of my family members, and even still, they're still down with white Jesus. I like that. Neo Lion Grove. Your mom feels good after not being in church for 2 weeks. Probably get them demons off of her, right? Getting them demons off, right? They barely even believe in Jesus. Exactly. The so-called America is already dead. It's fallen and will never get up again. Yep. Yep. You can see it even with a lot of these guys on their channels. They've lost faith. I'm looking at AMTV, you know, and when they're doing their stuff, you know, before it was more like, you know, how about, you know, hey, you know, things are going horrible, but you know, this is not. But you can just tell, like, they're just losing their faith. Blazing Press, like I said about Marfugel, you know, I said because the thing is that they still had that white Jesus. They still had that belief in that white Jesus. I said, but now, I said, white Jesus has definitely left them. You know, definitely has left them. And now they, you know, before they would do their spiel and all the news, and then they would get into their whole thing about, you know, white Jesus. Then all of a sudden, now, like, white Jesus is not even very appealing right now. You know, I said, white Jesus is not even as appealing to them anymore because they see all these things happening around them, and they're not seeing white Jesus coming to save them. They can still, yeah, Psalms 91 does not belong to white Jesus. It did before in the 1500s. Psalms 91 did belong to white Jesus, you know, I said in the 1500s, 1400s, 1490s. When the dove went over there and rested on the other nations and blessed the other nations. Just like I talked about before in 1 Nephi 13. Exactly. I said, so they got their Psalms 91 coverage. Why they seem to think they're going to get it again right here, I have no idea. Especially when you still have not admitted who we are. You still not have admitted, you know, what was done to us, what was stolen from us. I can't talk about white Jesus, Lewis. Sorry. Maybe you should go to another channel. Let's get rid of Lewis Reginald. But yeah, you know, I can talk about white Jesus as much as I want. We've been white Jesus has been shoved down our throats for the last 500 years. So now if we get to laugh our asses off because white Jesus has left the building, we're going to do that as much as we feel like. You know? You know, I said, so white Jesus, white Jesus, white Jesus, so we say it all the time, has left the building. Good times Jesus, the Jesus you guys have shoved down our throats, the good Jesus that said, the white Jesus that said it's okay for them to rape, rob, murder our children, sell us off, you know, gator bait, everything that you guys have been doing to our people, and then he was allowed to pretty much make you feel okay so you can sleep at night. That white Jesus, I said, is gone. So like I said, if you don't like us talking about white Jesus, please leave, go to another. There's plenty of other people that still have that those blinders off and still, you know, still praying to that white Jesus. I said, but not over here. Let's see. Let's get them all the way out. All right. But yeah, I've had my comments with the so-called Christians, the evangelicals, you know. I said, but it's all right though. The heathens crying about their stocks and gold investments. White preachers keep trying to promote Bitcoin. Yep, Mrs. Bailey too, exactly. Good times Jesus is scared of CV too. Yep. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Cesare Borgia, aka White Jesus, time is up. He said, you know, I said, even to this day, they still can't even admit about Cesare Borgia. Can't admit any of this history. Can't admit anything. Pope and Jesus skipping down the yellow brick road. Exactly. I said, I still haven't seen the Pope. Still haven't. I don't know if you guys have seen him. I haven't really been checking for him too much, but I mean, I would think that during these tough times, the Pope would be out there trying to make people, you know, calm people's nerves. Yep, these mega preachers. I said, I haven't heard anything from them. I heard they were doing some videos online or whatever else. Haven't seen him or heard about him, but he's just recovering from a cold, right? Yep, all the troops on ships and submarines, exactly. It would make sense that if we know that the Most High is about to, give us our lands back, that many of these troops wouldn't necessarily be here. They would actually be put all over the place, all over the world. Kenneth Copeland said he wants his ties, email them or drop them. Yeah, that dude. Yeah, he has a look to him, you know. Yeah, I don't know how we haven't seen a pope now. It's again, I think it's been close to 3 weeks to a month. Yeah, Europe is getting crushed right now. Italy lost over 600 people in a day that we know of. That we know of. How do we know it's not even more than that? Yeah, like I said, you would think that the Catholic Church would want to get him out there in order to calm the nerves of the people. I said, but if they were able to do that, didn't you think they would already have done it? Italy is getting it really bad. Like I said, as long as they don't admit what they did to our people, what they have of our people, I said, it just shows you that, like I said, that's what the Most High did in the scriptures. That's what the Most High did. And when people took our things that belonged to us, he punished them. Saw Pastor Omar do a fire sermon today online. Didn't see Joel Osteen though. The black entertainers, of course, they're gonna get it too. You're gonna get it, I don't know, worse for turning the backs to Yah. Of course, anybody who turns their back against the Most High, is a mark at this point. It's definitely marked by the Most High. So we know that, But today Jakes looks terrible from home. Yikes. Jediah Malek talking bad about the Book of Mormon. And that's okay, Jackie. People can take and say whatever they want. All I know is that with the stuff that's in the Book of Mormon is coming true. People can say whatever they want. TD Jakes did look bad. People can say whatever they want. I said, the Pope has left the building. Yep. They can say whatever they want, Jackie. Kick rocks, exactly. I said, all I know is the stuff that's in that Bible or in that Book of Mormon is coming true, though. It wasn't an accident that after the second stick come together, a few months later, all this stuff is jumping off now. I said, because this is the land of the Northern Kingdom. This is the land that was given to the Northern Kingdom. And he seems like he's starting everything up just with the Northern Kingdom's land right now. Oh, Lewis. There we go. Thanks. Jakes looks bad, but he continues to push that false narrative. He has to. Joel Osteen was online this morning. He looked like he was on something. Yeah, on a bunch of lies, right? Book of Mormon is evidence of the second stick. Where is the so-called evidence of the other stick? He said, you know, I don't even waste my time with a lot of people that keep talking mess about the Book of the Book of Mormon. I said, because they still haven't proven that we're only limited to 66 or 80 books. If you can't even prove that we're limited to 66 or 80 books, I said, then we have nothing to talk about. If you want to limit yourself to 66 books, I said, knock yourself out. If you want to limit yourself to 80 books, knock yourself out. They said, that's on you. Said, but you still can't prove anything about what happened to the Northern Kingdom out of the Bible, out of all 80 books. They have their prophecies to fulfill, and the Bible doesn't talk about that. So I said, I don't have to worry about proving the Book of Mormon when they can't even prove the Bible. You know, I said, they can't even prove the Bible. Can't even prove the fact that, you know, all of the stuff that happened to the Northern Kingdom when they after they left. You know? So like I said, I could care less what someone who can't prove anything over 80 books, can't prove that. So I said, so we have nothing else to talk about. Now you're talking about all the other books when you can't even prove your own. You know, I said, and that's what's going on. A lot of these dudes seem to think they know that they have the clamps on the truth. So can't even prove 80 books. They can't prove 80 books. I said, but they're going to talk about the Book of Mormon. Oh yeah, Harvey. What do you expect? I said, people make these weak ass videos trying to disprove stuff, and then they can't do it, and they just walk away and leave. They take their ball and go home. So whatever. You don't hear me sitting here wasting my time talking about what they're teaching, because I don't have time for that. You know, I have no idea what's up with Portugal. You got a lot of people. You got a lot of these camps, these groups still think they know everything. I don't make that mistake. I don't know everything. You know, I said I'm still learning every day. You know, I learn from the Most High's got to teach me and has to guide me. I said, because there's too much information that that I'm not privy to. Kimberly Hadara, go back and look at some videos. Go back and check some videos out, and you'll find out what's in the Book of Mormon. No, Benjamin Green, I'm not going to do a video on the Mark of the Beast. I've already talked about that many times. Go back, scroll back, and look at some old videos. Where I talk about people who were already marked before they got here. You know, the Bible still allows them to make us, you know, if you're only looking at the Bible, then they still think, you know, that all of us come from over there. And they're still sticking with that. They're still talking about Babylon being America, even though there was a Babylon before that. You know, I said, you know, Babylon, you know, was set up by the churches. They're the ones that have been sending out, you know, they've been sending all their priests and other people to cause confusion worldwide. The Church of Mahan. I said, so if people are trying to still pin all that on a landmass over here, or on our landmass over here, being Babylon, I said that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. You know, I said that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. You know, how, that's funny. How could a land that wasn't even discovered be Babylon? Wasn't even discovered until, shoot, 1500s, 1600s. How is that Babylon? When Babylon is a whole system that was set up way before the discovery of America. But somehow America is Babylon. It makes no sense. But see, you know, and it's funny because, you know, these dudes, you know, act all hard and act like they know so much information and this and that, but they pretty much just parrot the things of the Christian church. They're still parroting the Mark of the Beast, which was given to us by Christians. They're still parroting America is Babylon, which is you know, stuff from Christians. You know, that's all stuff from Left Behind. They're still peddling the mark of the beast. You know, they're still peddling the fact that all of us are going to get put, you know, taken back to Israel. You know, I said that's all. Like I said, those are all Catholic Christian doctrine. They're still peddling 7-year tribulation period, which is still Christianity. Makes no sense. But these people are supposed to be enlightened Hebrews who know the Bible front and back. Right? So talking about being raptured and whatever else. So all that stuff is, I said, all false doctrines. You know, I said all made up by a lot of many priests and just pushed by even evangelicals. You know, I said, so they're still waiting for that 7-year tribulation period. I'm like, okay. I said, right, when we're already in the tribulation period. Our people have been going through tribulation. And I said, and it's funny how these guys who are all, you know, in only Bible only, I said, but they don't talk about anything that happened to the natives. They don't get into the history. They don't talk about any of that stuff. And, you know, that was actually when a lot of prophecy started. Too busy banging on Esau? It's quite boring, exactly. It's a waste of time worrying about Esau all the damn time. You know, I said it's not worth just worrying about our enemy who's going. We already know what he's going to get. You know, I said let's worry about us. You know, let's worry about us right now. I like that Neo Lion. It says, I think it's not even about the corona or martial law. I think it's about the wheel, you know, the spoke of in Ezekiel heading this way. Oops. And it says, I'll leave a clip in the comments. Yeah, do that. Do that. Exactly. I feel it's something much bigger than just that. I said, because they keep talking about the military and this and that and all these stars getting the coronavirus. I said, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, people running, everybody running. So the only people who aren't running are, you know, the people at the bottom who don't have any understanding of what's going on, and the Hebrews who are just kind of chilling here waiting. I agree about that will too. You know, I said they were too quick to shut everything down. Like all of a sudden, it went from it's no big deal to damn, we got to shut down everything. You know. That's what I've been thinking about also about that wheel. So something way bigger than just that. And like I said, it's going to be a scary time to be on the wrong lands when the Most High shows up. You know, it's going to be a scary time if you're on the wrong pair in the wrong place. You know, when Daddy gets here. That's something to be thinking about too. Because the Most High is he's going to cleanse the lands, just like he talks about in Numbers 35 and 33. So if you don't know what Numbers 35 and 33 is, I would suggest you go and check that out. Because the Most High is the one that's going to, he's told you how he has to cleanse the lands. So maybe that's why, you know, a lot of these elites are running and not telling anybody, because they know that the Most High is going to cleanse these lands and how he has to do it. And they don't want to be the ones that are going to be sacrificed to cleanse the lands. There you go. Shem's land has seasons, exactly. And the fact that these people are running just shows you that they do not have any confidence against what's coming. Look it up. Reign 144. Numbers 35, 33. If they had a lot of confidence and the military controlling everything and the National Guard controlling everything and they'd get a vaccine soon and everything else, why would they be running? They talked a whole lot of mess when they got here to Moctezuma, when he was, when they were on their way to, Tenochtitlan, like, hey, what are you going to do? You're going to run? You're going to go into your hollowed out mountains? Or is that what you're going to do? We're still going to be able to find you. And that's what the Most High is telling everybody else is running away right now. Because that's exactly, it's just repeating itself. It's just repeating itself. So now, the Most High is going to be ready to come for them, and all these people are running. And I'm sure he's like, well, what do you think? You think you're going to be able to run into these hollowed out mountains? You think you're going to be running into your bases? You think we're going to be able to find you? So exactly the same thing. And they are moving too quickly. Society is being turned upside down rather quickly. And like I said before about our lands right here, all the other countries, the three parts, you should really get a good understanding of this. They have plenty of tests. They're testing hundreds of thousands of people a day. Here in America, where the dove returned, where the Most High is about to return his people, return the land back to his people, there is no tests. They've just let it spread like crazy. You really can't be that incompetent. I mean, I don't necessarily, I don't get into the whole thing with Trump and whatever else, but you really can't believe that him and all his people are this incompetent. I don't believe that they're this incompetent. I believe, like I said, that they know what's really coming, and they know about our lands, and they know about us. I said, so I don't believe that people are that incompetent. I just believe, like I said, they're all following the will of the Most High. And they definitely know something is coming. You are so right. They know what's up. They don't care. and really, if it wasn't my land and I wasn't going to stay here, I wasn't going to be allowed to stay here, and I was going to be forced off the land, I wouldn't care either. Right? But they do know they get to go back to their own lands. And as soon as they get back to their own lands, remember, we were told by, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to have any issues with my video here. But once the world figures out who we are, that was going to be, and that they've had the jewels of the Most High, then World War III was going to start. They're stepping down and running around, exactly. So you guys all know who that is. You don't need to put it in the description box. You all know who said that. And if you don't, do some research. But now let's get to the point where many people are realizing who we are. They are realizing that the jewels of the Most High have been stolen. And then it makes sense that the Most High said that they're going to be fighting with each other. World War I was over there in the three parts. World War II was over there in the three parts. So it would make sense that World War III would be over there in the three parts for the most part as well. See that? So, hey, a lot of things going on right now. But I'm gonna let you guys go right now. It was great actually having a chance to kind of get together, talk to you guys, spread some more information with one another. You guys are here in the comment boards, sharing with each other, talking with each other. I said it's a beautiful time. I said to be chosen. I said it's a beautiful time for the Gentiles who have been cleaving to us to come out and share their information as well. So at least that they understand that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Many of these other Gentiles are now realizing that, yeah, they have a whole lot of understanding, but they don't understand the truth. They don't understand who we are. Okay? And they're realizing that, yeah, they got like a lot of information, but the power that they believe in or have believed in has left the building. And there's only one true power, and he's the power of the Israelites. He's our power. I said he's the only one that has true power right now. And as you can see, the other people are losing their minds right now, understandably so. All praise is to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.